to be back from Ireland. I had a fruitful trip. I'll talk a little bit about that. Therefore I tell you, the kingdom of God will be taken away from you and given to a people that produces the fruits of the kingdom. And what are the fruits? Are they not to do justice, love mercy, and to walk humbly with God? And I think also the fruits are the fruit of the Spirit. And those are love, joy, peace, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I got a new little prayer book called the Prayer Book of St. Augustine, and I've been reading portions of it every day, and to be reminded of what those fruits of the Spirit are, and also doing what the cardinal fruits and the works of mercy are every day. So it's been a real inspiration to me to be reminded of those, because we don't think of those enough in our life today. But in today's lessons, we are given two images of vineyards in which each is described. Each one has a watchtower, one has a wine press, and the other a wine vat. So each vineyard is expected to produce fruit because of the vat and the wine press. So they're expecting a crop to be there. So, but what do we find? We find neither one of them yielding its produce in some way. Wild grapes grew up in the one, in Isaiah, and in the second, the tenants would not share their produce that was due the landowner. In the first one, the landowner allows the vineyard to be taken over by wild growth and wild animals, and there will no longer be protection because it did not produce what was expected and what was planted and cared for. In the second, the landowner learns that the tenants have a harvest, but they're greedy, and they don't want to share what is due. The tenants have been given the fruits, but are unwilling and are not willing to give what is rightful due the landowner. Also, they're not willing to let what is there for the gleaners to take. Remember, in the Jewish tradition, they're supposed to leave something for gleaners to take. The landowner tries to get his portion by sending several emissaries to ask for the portion due, but to no avail. He finally sends his son, but they send him outside the vineyard and kill him. And they do not turn their hardened hearts away from their greed. These messages from Isaiah and Matthew call us to take a look at ourselves as church and who we are and who we profess to be. Are we the grapevines and the wild grapes of the vineyard in Isaiah who are not producing the fruits that God is calling us to produce? Are we producing the fruits of the Spirit? And are we the tenants who are not willing to give the fruits away? Are we hanging on to the things that God has given us and entrusted to us? Are we not sharing the good news of salvation in Jesus Christ that has been entrusted to us to share with others? Is the church the vineyard? Have we, the church, grown wild grapes and not sweet grapes as God has covenanted us with us in our baptismal vows? Have we, the church, been faithful to those gifts that God has entrusted to us? Have we, the tenant of the vineyard, the church, been fruitful? Are we bearing those fruits that the landowner would want to come and have part of? Are we kind? Are we full of joy? Are we peaceful? Are we patient? Are we generous? Are we loving? Are we temperate? Are we gentle? And are we faithful? If not, perhaps the landowner will allow our vineyard to be overrun with briars, thorns, and the walls to be torn down. What do you think? What will the landowner do?